Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. Once again, it is the three middle-aged guys just bullshitting about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Great Mouse One.
And this week was the week of Gamescom 2016, held in Cologne, Germany. One of the bigger gaming conventions throughout the year. E3 was a few months ago. Gamescom happened just last week. And just like with every convention, every trade show that involves the industry, there's a lot of media going around and a lot of trailers and a lot of news coming out of it. In which case, what we're going to do is that we're just going to go ahead and give our quick thoughts about some of the more notable things that came out of Gamescom. Of which, a lot of effing trailers, a lot of games trailers, which is probably what we're going to spend the majority of this particular video talking about. In which case, I'm going to open up the floor, guys. What trailers or what games did you see, or even get more information on that you have quick thoughts on? I know there's something that we're all going to talk about. We're going to save that to the end.
Do we have to?
Yeah, because we're going to spend. We're probably going to spend more than a few minutes on it.
Basically, well, for the most part, this was just a wash, rinse, repeat of E3. I mean,
minus the hardware announcements.
Say again?
Minus the hardware announcements.
Okay, fine. But there wasn't that much of a difference. If anyone was expecting anything extravagant as far as an announcement from a certain company or even like mind-blowing footage from a certain game, I mean, many were ultimately disappointed. But that's just the way the gamble is. People, I mean, wow, Recore actually got some gameplay footage.
Yep.
Wow, they took a step forward.
Yep.
That game was announced in 2015. Anyway, but it was much more of that. Oh, Resident Evil 7 got some more footage. Okay, fine. But nothing really stood out to me. Not this time. Not in a positive way.
What about you, Grey Mouse? Was there anything out there that stood out to you?
Well, I was glad to see Theme said Recore. I was glad to see some gameplay on that. And also I was really glad to see some gameplay on Scalebound as well. Looks like we can actually modify, or we actually got to know about the dragons a little bit more. So there's like a tank dragon, a speed dragon, and like, you know, the various. So I'm kind of glad to see that. I saw a little bit of the Final Fantasy 15, just a little bit. I didn't watch the entire trailer. Pretty much the same as it was all the gameplay demos that they've shown thus far. So I wasn't really impressed or put off in any way for that. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, there was actually one of the things in general that kind of impressed me about Gamescom, and I know that it's a smaller industry convention in comparison to E3. And it's not going to have like the jaw-dropping announcements or revelations or stuff like that. Sometimes you get surprised by a few things. But one thing that I appreciated from a lot of the trailers that they showed out there was, I'd have to say, the grand majority of the trailers that they showed were actual gameplay trailers. They weren't just CGI cutscenes,
right?
And freaking full motion video, stuff like that.
I can agree with that.
Or like some sort of commercial teaser.
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
And then the title of the game, and then people were either cheering or booing.
Yep. Although I think that a lot of the companies hired the same motherfucking people who cut trailers for Suicide Squad, because there were a lot of fucking pop songs and a lot of top 40 music in a lot of the trailers. Okay, that doesn't mean there wasn't a few things that I wasn't impressed with. Aside from the fact that a lot of them were actual gameplay. They went ahead. They showed off gameplay trailers for Injustice 2, which impressed me for the fact that it looks like the guys at NetherRealm finally figured out how to render a lady's face correctly. because the females look like females, at least from the face. All right. Otherwise, all they looked like was, a walking set of tits and ass and something passing for a face that maybe some 13-year-old put together.
Come on. You know how WB does it.
Yeah, pretty quick and dirty. But it looks like if they, because literally it looked like they were using the Harley Quinn model from Arkham Knight, for the game. Which when I thought about it, I was like, hey, that was done by WB Games also, so I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
Right.
Aside from that, the other games that I was kind of surprised to actually see anything about. One was a little game that wasn't shown off at E3, or at least not to my knowledge, called Little Nightmares, which looked really interesting. It looked like a puzzle platformer, survival horror game, and it looked like the art style of the characters kind of reminded me of the designs that Tim Burton used for A Nightmare Before Christmas. So it was really, really stylized. Looked like they were made out of stop motion claymation type figures. Looked really interesting. The other one that looked kind of interesting to me, even when they went into the gameplay, was one called The Surge, which is an action RPG that they put out, that they announced, where it looked like there was it was action RPG with tactical hand-to-hand combat, where you had a little bit of crafting and a little bit of exploration and other things. It was third person, which helped because the majority of the stuff that otherwise was something that you could either play first person or looked like it was designed for VR, which, if you know me, I don't give a fuck about either one. But yeah, The Surge actually looked pretty good.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You want the dun, 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 dun.
No, I really don't care for it right now. Like I said,
so you don't want to do, like Cyclops from X-Men.
If they're gonna have to show me an experience I can't get anyplace else. Okay.
Well, this is something that you can't get from. This is an experience, all right.
Yeah. No, I'm like I said, if all that boils down to is me playing a first-person shooter game that tracks my head movement, I can pass. Thank you very much. All right. Was there anything else that you guys saw that that impressed you or actually kind of surprised you? Anything else off the top of your head, gentlemen?
Not as much as saying that I'm going to go buy a new console for.
Yeah.
That's one thing that most of the conferences are missing nowadays. I mean, come on. If you're watching this video, be honest. If you watch this Gamescom, did you see one thing that made you want to just go out and buy a console? Either one, if you don't already have them. If you're still on the fence about the Wii U, I don't understand why you would get it now. Or the NX, or the Xbox One, or the PS4. If you were on the fence, did anything that you saw convince you to finally just go get one? Most of the games were wash, rinse, repeats of what we knew that was coming, and they just showed extra footage of it. They showed gameplay footage, but nothing new that was spectacular enough to say, I'm going to get that console tomorrow. No, that didn't quite happen. But
I'll be honest, that doesn't happen to me even looking at the games, the things that are announced at E3 90% of the time.
Okay.
Just to tell you the truth. That hasn't been the case since, well, like I said, 2005, 2006. So, what about you, Gray Mouse?
Say again?
What about you? Was there anything there that made you think, hey, this is something I really must have?
The Zelda.
Yeah, but you
knew that was coming.
Yeah,
no,
you already knew that was coming, though.
One thing is Nintendo. I don't know. So Nintendo showed more gameplay of Zelda. We expected that, and then we actually got some more gameplay of Pokemon Sun and Moon. So, but that's like the theme said, it's just a rinse and repeat from the E3. So, did they show Forza at all?
Forza?
Yeah, Forza. I'm sorry.
For Microsoft?
Yeah, on the Gamescom.
They might have, but that wasn't one of the trailers I took note
The
of.
funniest thing about asking that and getting that type of response, look at the response that you just got. That means that it's not much that matters with Forza.
Well, I mean, I'd imagine that it has its fans and it probably has people that are excited for it. It's just not me, to be completely honest.
Oh wait, aren't they supposed to be making a remake of Yakuza 2, 3, and 4, or something like that?
They're supposed to be.
Yeah, I think that was announced.
Sega announced that out, which is actually kind of cool.
I think that's very cool.
Especially since they said that they're not only going to be bringing it out to the PS4, but they're also going to be bringing it to PC.
Mm-hmm.
So,
just hope that the PC is done correctly. Don't send it to the guys that did Arkham Knight.
Yeah, no. I will co-sign on that thought wholeheartedly. Believe me, or the guys who did the Marvel Ultimate Alliance fucking remakes. Because that was something that people were looking forward to until they finally got it into their hands.
All they had to do was just copy and paste that. They fucked that up.
At least for one of the games. I mean, really.
Yeah. Speaking of shit that was fucked up. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I have to bring it up.
No, and the thing is that I knew it was going to come up because shit, you made a video, I made a video. Gray Mouse didn't make a video about it, but I know he has his thoughts on it. If you haven't figured it out by now, folks, what we're talking about is generic Gear Zombies. The continuation to actually the initiation of the process in which Capcom is going to rape the Metal Gear franchise publicly for a fucking cash grab. Thoughts, gentlemen?
I can't believe that Konami is this arrogant. To go and take a franchise such as Metal Gear and just basically middle finger it all the way up as they did, as far as saying, hey, this is going to be a Metal... To call it a Metal Gear Solid is insulting. I remember the Metal Gear Acid games. It was called Metal Gear Acid for a reason. It wasn't solid. It wasn't a Metal Gear Solid. Okay? Yeah. Metal Gear, Tactics or whatever, or, Revengeance.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Metal Gear Solid. Okay? For them to call this a Metal Gear Solid and have this type of gameplay, it's not only insulting, but it's a big middle finger all the way for gamers. The fact that it's going to be like Left 4 Dead, that's what it looked like. It looked like it's Left 4 Dead, and it kind of borrows some of the storyline for Killer Instinct 2. They were ripped back into some sort of dimension, and now there are going to be beings with red dildos on top of their heads chasing them, and it's just like, I'm gonna straight up ask: if any of you that's watching this video, are any of you gonna get it? Are any of you excited about it? Sell this to me. Please try to sell this to me. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Look, And don't say, "Oh, I'm just gonna get it just because it's a Metal Gear." No, fuck that. No, I want to hear how is this going to be good, and why are you getting it based off how you think it's going to be good. That's the way I want someone to try to sell this to me.
That's a tough sell. That'd probably be a tough sell.
I want someone to try. I'm reasonable. I'm open-minded, just not for bullshit.
Oh. What about you, Gray Mouse? What are your thoughts on it? I know you have some.
He doesn't want to go into it, and that's why he didn't freaking make a video about it. And trust me, I understand.
I don't know who thought over at Konami thought it would be a good idea to make a zombie game out of the Metal Gear series.
Wait a minute. Wait. Objection. You're asking who at Konami thought it was a great idea.
I know, even that question in itself, yeah. But I mean, and co-op. Are you kidding me? I couldn't even get through half of the trailer without saying, "What the fuck is this?" But I don't think it's a solid game, though. I don't think it just says Metal Gear Survive. That's
no,
it.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. Survive.
No, it's just Metal Gear Survive. It's just Metal Gear Survive.
Metal Gear Survive. It's not solid.
Yeah.
But
not that it's not titled.
I'm not trying to glorify it, but I'm just saying. But I mean, multiplayer. Who asked for this shit? Is what I've been every video that I've seen on YouTube.
Okay, wait. The fans didn't ask for this per se, but they said they would like to see another Metal Gear.
Yeah.
They didn't say how. They were just like, "Oh, Metal Gear, yeah." And I said this in my video. What are they going to do? Make a first-person shooter out of Gradius? Are they going to make a Contra puzzle game? It would not be surprised. I would not be fucking surprised if they tried some shit like that.
I'll probably be doing Pachinko first, but yeah, go ahead, Gray Mouse.
It's definitely not a game that anybody has asked for or wanted, should I say. I should say wanted because, I mean, the theme is right. We did ask for a Metal Gear game, and that old saying goes back again, be careful what you ask for. You just might get it.
No, we got it, but we got it all wrong.
Well, here's a funny thing, all right? Because if you go ahead and you look up the trailer on YouTube, it's sitting something at right now at 2,881,863 views, right? At this moment in time, it has 18,068 likes, and it has 79,402 dislikes. So it has...
Wait. There were 18,000 people that actually liked this?
16,000. 16,000? Yeah.
See, it's funny because those type of numbers, that's Ghostbuster proportions. So once again, I don't want to hear anyone saying that, "Oh, you're just doing this because of..." No. When something sucks, we have a valid... look, we have a choice of opinion here. And if something that we think sucks or something that we know that sucks, we're going to express that. And we're going to express our feelings of it. It's just the fact that this is not the type of Metal Gear that we want. And Konami should have known that. The fact that they are too arrogant to realize that it's just this. It doesn't make any sense to, especially the three of us.
I mean, what really gets me is that they had an opportunity to excel. They could have had an opportunity to take a beloved franchise and go back to its roots, espionage, sneaking around, and stuff like that. Going back to its roots. But no, they decided to go and make a zombie game out of it. I mean, I'm sick. I'm getting really tired of zombie games. I'm zombied out. I really am.
Here's the thing. This is what I can figure out. Again, we have some corporate people making some really boneheaded decisions about a creative product. All right. Because the one thing that got me, and I stated this in my video that I went out of my way and I made, is that it wasn't just a trailer that offended me. It was also reading the press release comments that Konami themselves made about the fucking game that offended me. All right, the whole thing about saying that it was going to be multiplayer co-op stealth action. I'm like, okay, so you're putting it multiplayer online because you don't want people to play fucking local co-op. You're going to sit there, you're going to force everybody to go out of their way and buy each their own individual copy for fucking multiplayer. And then they said something about releasing more fucking weapons as the game has been out. So I'm like, so you're already telling me that you're going to lay it down with fucking DLC fucking style DLC. To go ahead and play this fucking game. And the thing that gets me is that Konami's marketing guy, like 2 days later, I think just yesterday on Friday, went out of his way and was like, you guys got to give it a chance. I mean, it's not full price. Look, here's the thing, right? In my video, I sat there and I pulled out every iteration of fucking Metal Gear that's been goddamn fucking released in physical format, except for Metal Gear Solid 5, what's that?
Ground
Zeroes and Phantom Pain. All right, because I don't have those physically. I have those actually on Steam. Okay.
You have Ground Zeroes? Why?
It was a good deal and it came in a package. So, just telling you. All right. The whole thing is that I sat there and I brought out every fucking physical copy of Metal Gear that's pretty much been, every major actual part of Metal Gear Solid, everything that goes into the actual lore. And the truth of the matter is that anybody who's played those games, or anybody who's played more than one of those titles, they know what Metal Gear is. And if they sat there and watched that fucking trailer and said, this ain't fucking Metal Gear, guess what? It's not fucking Metal Gear.
Fucking Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Well, another thing, too, is that after the backlash of the initial trailer, Konami had to come out and say, "Oh, wait, don't worry, there is stealth in it." That really sent me I was like, so now you're doing what's it called? Your
damage control.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the word right now. You were doing damage control immediately because there was such a huge backlash of this stuff. It has nothing to do with Metal Gear at all. If anybody who's ever played Metal Gear, any iteration of it, they know that. I mean, Metal Gear, what is it? Revengeance? How you pronounce that? That's more of a Metal Gear than this fucking game.
It's funny because, people remember Metal Gear since the MSX and the NES.
Yep.
Okay, look. If you're not gonna, if Kojima didn't do this, then why would you go forward?
Here's the silly thing about that. Is that I don't necessarily think that Kojima is needed to make a good Metal Gear game.
Agreed. But you have to stick to the Metal Gear format, and that's the ultimate point that I was about to make.
It has to be a Metal Gear game. This ain't a fucking Metal Gear.
It has to be a Metal Gear game if you're going to hold that time. Even Kojima's hands all over the place game is looking pretty promising at this point compared to this Metal Gear. So,
well, I'm curious. It kind of brings up. I'm curious. Did Kojima know about this game before he left? Is that what one of these? Is this what tipped his?
No.
Tipped him over to say, "Fuck this! I'm leaving Konami." How? No, what I'm saying is this game had to have been in development for a while Kojima was there. I don't think it was cooked up recently. Really don't.
No, it was cooked up recently.
I don't think it was cooked up recently, man.
Here's the thing.
I really don't.
Here's the thing.
No. Wait.
Metal Gear Solid side. No.
Hang on. Let me say this. I'm not saying that Kojima created this shit. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he had any
You're
part.
saying that they pitched this idea toward him for the Metal Gear franchise,
Yes.
and then no,
Yeah.
because
He rejected it and said, "Fuck you." And then again, we don't know what happens behind closed doors at these companies.
we would have found out what happened behind closed doors because there's too much going on between Kojima and Konami that we did not know. Everything got found out as far as what was happening between the turmoil and the frustration between those two.
Yeah.
Well,
But what I'm thinking is, this was pitched to him, and Kojima's like, "Fuck you! No, I'm not going to create a game."
Raiden was cutting up watermelon in a game. If you could do that, if Kojima would have been involved in this, it would have at least been acceptable.
Okay, no, I think what happened was the exact opposite.
Exactly.
Was that Konami went ahead and said, "Oh, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make Metal Gear," and Kojima was like, "So when do you want me to? What you want me to go ahead and give you guys like some ideas what I think where you should go?" And they're like,
They didn't want it.
It. All right. Even if they didn't, guess what? They didn't have to get Kojima's okay to sit there and fucking make this game. They own the fucking IP.
Yeah,
all right?
absolutely.
The other thing too is that Ground Zeroes was put out September of 2015. All right, pretty much a year ago, almost to this day. And it took them a long time to go ahead and put that game out, mostly because Kojima was putting together the Fox engine from the fucking ground up. And that's one of the big reasons why it took him like almost 4 years to fucking make the game.
The thing is with Ground Zeroes, it wasn't a bad game. It really wasn't.
Wait, Ground Zeroes or Phantom Pain?
The Ground Zeroes. It was not a bad game. It was a short game. But they wanted to charge us full price for a short game. The game was
a demo.
Yeah. No, let me redact the segment. Okay, Phantom Pain. All right. Going all the way up and developing Metal Gear Solid 5 all the way through took over 4 fucking years for Kojima to do that. All right. Mostly because he was creating the engine from the ground up. He ended up going $40 million over budget too in the process, which probably didn't lend him any good graces with the corporate jackasses over there at fucking Konami. But the thing about it was that he was out the door. Here's the thing. Konami is just looking at making, just like every other corporate asshole out there, making the most money out of the least working fucking product as possible. Okay, their biggest franchise, regardless of where they're at, is Metal Gear. Okay, now what they did though is that their creative process was that they sat there, they probably went ahead and said, "Okay, we want you to go out and look at all of the greatest or biggest best-selling games and movies and fucking TV shows and all the most popular shit over the last 10 years, not knowing that it's 2016 and not 2008, okay?" And they were like, "Okay, so what's popular now? Oh, multiplayer, check, it's got to have that. Oh, online with DLC, check, it's got to have that. Fucking zombies, check, it's got to have that. What's the most fucking popular thing that we have going right now that's actually connected to games? Well, we can't make a zombie game out of fucking Pro Evolution Soccer, so let's go ahead and make it out of fucking Metal Gear."
They better not make a zombie game out of Gradius or have Gradius in tanks. They better not have. They better not have vehicles in Castlevania.
That was pretty much their creative process, from what I see. No, they went ahead. They dictated that they create a game that was created by fucking committee, and they put it all together.
They're going to be going around. The next Castlevania is going to be a town instead of a castle, and to get around, you're going to have to get on motorcycles and cars and shit.
They already did that in Lords of Shadow 2. I'm not kidding either.
I'm talking about Grand Theft Autoing.
Yeah. No, but Lords of Shadow 2 is held in modern times. That's the reason why I say that.
I know. But I'm talking about Grand Theft Autoing.
Grand Vampire Larceny. Has a great ring to it.
Yeah. And Contra is going to be stealth.
No, Contra is going to be played in VR. Haven't you heard?
Oh boy. So you're gonna see spreads.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Lovely. All right. Anything else to say about Gamescom or the abysmal showing that Konami went ahead, the abomination that they unleashed on everybody?
Okay, so at least we can look forward to Injustice 2. Recore has some gameplay, so that's good. As long as the games that they did show play well, besides Metal Gear, because no, I'm not interested. Then you're a gamer. Pick up those games, play them, enjoy them, whatever. That have some freaking fun.
What about you, Grey Mouse? Final thoughts? None? Nada? That doesn't help us. This is a YouTube video.
He's just a loss for words, especially since the lack of showing from Nintendo.
Yeah, no, I'll say that right now.
But Gamescom is not usually Nintendo's place.
Yeah, it's still kind of concerning though.
Because they're running out of time. I get that.
I just can't believe that. Well, yeah, I can, because of what kind of. I just can't believe that Konami didn't expect backlash. They're just that. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. Call it what it is. Fucking arrogance.
Yeah.
That's just straight arrogance. Or we're going to throw out anything, and we're going to throw out this garbage, and we'll call it Metal Gear Survive. And they'll love it. It's a Metal Gear game. They'll love it.
Yeah.
Oh, like Metal Gear Pachinko, Castlevania Pachinko. Oh, yeah, they'll love that. It's Castlevania. It's Metal Gear. No.
Nope. Yeah.
We're done here.
Yep. With that, folks, Gamescom came and went. A lot of news, and it's been obvious at the end, a little bit of disappointing news that was shown off at Gamescom. We're going to go ahead and bring this video right here to an end. Like I say at the end of every video, thank you for following us all the way up to the end. The last 30 minutes or so. Give us a like, give us a comment, hit subscribe if you're so kind. We're here all the time. We release videos out every week, and we do respond to comments. All right. With that, we are the three middle-aged guys just bullshitting about nothing, and we are going to be cutting the bullshit right here. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Grey Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming. I wish Gamescom would have been better. A bit better. It could have been worse, but it could have been a lot better. People are still on the fence. There are a lot of people out there that don't have PS4s or Xbox Ones, or even Wii U's. Shit. Is anyone still interested in the NX? Seriously. I just don't know. Credits.